I have a brand new movie review for you guys today. A movie that just got released today. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and you will be notified as I have new videos go up. I am a review channel, and I love the fact that movies are finally coming back and people are going back to the movies. I reviewed Avatar, 3 weeks ago, and now we have a new film called Plane. Not The Plane, just Plane. And this movie stars Gerard Butler as a pilot of, you guessed it, a plane. Well, the plane, no, just plane. Anyway, he is the pilot of a plane. And this movie takes place right around New Year's. He's trying to get back to his daughter. They're in different continents. And he's going to be able to go meet up with his daughter as soon as this flight is over. We are introduced with a new character played by Mike Colter, who played Luke Cage on the Marvel series on Netflix. I love seeing him in roles. It's great to see him come out in this action flick. And I'm going to make this review as spoiler-free as possible. You can gather quite a bit of what I'm going to talk about just from the trailer itself, but he comes on the flight. He's being escorted by someone who's, some sort of a cop or some sort. We never find out. But they have to basically have him on the flight. There's only like 14 people on this flight. And he's a bad dude. That's all you know. That's all you find out is that he's this bad dude who did something really bad in his past and really shouldn't mess with the guy. Well, on this flight, something bad happens, and they basically crash land on an island. And that's all I'm going to tell you about the actual movie itself, because anything else gets into spoiler territory. But it's basically them trying to get off this island with the passengers, and you kind of find out about what's going on with Mike Colter's character. And let's talk about what I thought about this movie overall. So this was a solid 2-hour film, and I was eager to see it. Now, here's the thing you have to understand about movies. They tend to dump garbage in January. That's when they throw out all the crap into movie theaters, things people don't want to go see. Well, I will tell you, I went and saw the Thursday preview last night, and there were quite a few people in the theater, and I think everybody enjoyed themselves. This is the type of movie you go to the movies for. This is a grade A action flick. Is it an amazing movie? It is not. It is definitely an action flick, and it has a lot of throwbacks to the 90s and the early 2000s. This movie could have easily been made a decade or two ago, and it would have been a solid film. Gerard Butler is known for making these types of films. He was in all of the Olympus Has Fallen movies. There were 3 of those. And I really enjoyed the first movie in that. He's a great action character, and he does his job well as the pilot of this plane. Now, when they encounter this, what causes the plane to go down is basically a lightning strike, and it's catastrophic for the plane. And this particular scene was really well done. I wouldn't have expected this in this type of a film, but you could see Gerard Butler sweating. His co-pilot is there having to, give him something to wipe his face off, and it's kind of a lengthy scene, and you could see the concentration on his face trying to get this plane and these passengers through this event. And it was really well done. And then to see the lengths that he goes through to try to get everybody saved when they land on this island is pretty amazing as well. And I'm not going to tell you what happens when they're on the island. This movie is not perfect, though. I will tell you the music is just average. There's nothing amazing about the music. I would not go out and search for the score for this film. I wouldn't personally own it. The acting is really well done by everybody. Everybody plays their parts really well. There's a few cliches in there on some characters. But for the most part, this is a pretty grounded movie, and people do things the way you think they would do them in the situations that they're in. But it's not perfect. The third act of this film is very serviceable for the movie itself, but there were some leaps in logic that I didn't really care for. I'm not going to talk about what happens because it will be a spoiler, and I like to keep my reviews as spoiler-free as possible. There's one big glaring issue with this film for me that I did not appreciate, and it does have to do with Mike Colter's character. It's an open book. Like, there's no real resolution to this character story in the film, And I think it was a huge missed opportunity. After watching it, I was walking out to my vehicle with my friend that I saw this with, and I said, if they took his character out of the film, I don't think it really changes the film at all. They could have easily not had his character in there at all, and this still would have been a solid film, which is unfortunate. He plays his part well in the film, but was completely unnecessary, which I think you'll see what I'm talking about when you actually see the film. I just don't think that the writers had a way to end the story with this character, and it was very unsatisfying what they did. But overall, the film was good. At the end of the day, out of 5 stars, I would give this 3.5 stars. I would definitely go see this, and when it hits $10 or less on 4K, I'll pick it up and add it to my collection. It is something I would definitely revisit again in the future. Not necessarily go back to the movies to see it again, though. But it's definitely worth seeing. If you have an interest in seeing a movie right now, and there's not a whole lot, go see Plane. It's just a straight-up 90s, early 2000s action flick with great acting, great directing. And the director in this is some French guy. I'm not even going to try to say his name. He hasn't done anything big before. This is probably his biggest blockbuster film he's probably done in the past. But if you've seen the film, let me know what you guys thought, and come back after you've seen it and leave comments. I'd love to see what people think of the movie as well. I do appreciate it. We'll see you guys on the next video.